hot and techie Brezza, the Citybred SUV.
Exactly 1 month since IPL 2024 began and about a week till we have the announcement of the T20 World Cup squad. We've crossed the halfway point. The stakes now get higher in the tournament as we build up to Rajasthan Royals against Mumbai Indians in what will be the last game at the Savai Mansingh Stadium for this year's tournament. This is Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. You get the sense now that every result matters, especially if you're within 1 in 6 or 1 in 7. Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan, Wasim, Jaffer. And it's a good one to start the week off with. Your former franchise, the Mumbai Indians, can ill afford too many dropped points now. And they play, Mitch, in the remaining part of the tournament, a number of teams that are occupying the top 4 spots at the moment. They've curiously won the toss and for the first time decided to bat first. Take it away.
Yeah, look, every game is going to count. You're absolutely right. And I think it's positive that they are playing teams ahead of them because that you're taking points off teams that are above you, which is significant, right? So that's what you want on the way in. And if you make the playoffs, you've deserved it. And this is a team that, while it's looked a little bit clunky at the start of the season, they're starting to iron a few of those kinks out at the moment. So, yes, they've won the toss and they're going to bat first. I wonder if that's condition-based or is that the fact that they back their batting and they've watched what the Sunrisers have been doing and completely batting teams out of the competition. And maybe they want to do that. Maybe they want to bat Rajasthan out of the competition tonight.
Interesting if that is the theory. Let's respond to that because they are batting first for the first time. And at Jaipur, only in the afternoon game has a team won the toss and batted first. Otherwise, it's been the team chasing that's won, including the Titans in the last game here against the Royals.
Well, certainly from my memories of being involved in games in Jaipur, the option of batting second was always more appealing than batting first, purely because it's very hard ground to defend. And generally dew can be an issue in the evening, particularly if you have if it's hot during the day, which I believe it is at the moment in Jaipur. So I'd be intrigued to know the exact reason why MI have decided to bat first, because the other point is, the other philosophy most teams have is they look at the balance of their playing 11, or now with an impact sub, and just think, well, what is our strength? And if you look at Mumbai Indians, you think, right, their red-hot batting side, you would want them to do the heavy lifting at the back end of the game and chase any total that you can restrict Rajasthan. So you'd ask your batting, which is your strength, to be able to manage the game and win the game and give your bowlers the opportunity without the pressure of the total. Give
me your thoughts as well, Wasim. Mitch points out the Sunrisers template. There's also what's Mumbai's strength. And let's add to the fact that the Royals in their last 2 games have broken out of jail chasing. They could easily have lost against the Titans. They could easily have lost against the Knight Riders. I don't know if that's in play as well.
Well, I think Mitch's point is very valid, that they probably going with that template, the batters to not have any pressure, just go out there with a free mind and put a big score where they can defend it. And they have come, they know that they've been fallen short in the bowling department, so just post as big a total as they can. But I don't know the conditions, how they are, but the dew will be an issue. If there's any dew, I don't know, it's not going to make any easier when they bowl because a lot of it depends on Jasprit Bumrah.
It will, though, have a slightly stronger bowling attack, you think, for the Mumbai Indians. It's not just Bumrah, but it's the much-awaited debut for Nuwan Tushara, who was mentioned by Hardik Pandya at the toss. Interestingly, though, he's not in the 11, the batting first 11. Romario Shepherd will be the overseas player that's made way to accommodate him, and we can almost certainly expect Tushara, therefore, to come in. Nehal Vadera, who we were wondering why he's not featured this season after having such good outings for MI in the last couple of campaigns, is in the side. And it's a return to the 11 for Piyush Chawla ahead of Shreyas Gopal against his former franchise, which is again an interesting call. But we will in all likelihood, even though he's on the impact options for the moment, see Nuwan Tushara, who was picked up for good money, and I believe also dismissed Josh Butler at the SA20 in a clip that was doing the rounds. Maybe MI saw that.
Possibly. I'm pleased they've made that change because I think the balance of both Nubby and Shepherd batting at 7 and 8 is just a luxury you can't continue to carry.
Yeah.
I think they both, are carrying that sort of bits and pieces role against it being a specific role. This is what you do. You're accountable for 4 overs. Like Tushara will be accountable for 4 overs. Nubby will come into play, particularly in Jaipur. So you can see why they've stuck with Nubby ahead of Shepherd, because they want the off spinner, and particularly given their, I suppose, lack of depth and quality of spin. Nabi adds to a little bit of
if his
strength
captain,
to that.
If his captain gives him a ball.
That's if he bowls, of course. Yeah. The Chawla, just to finish on the Chawla and Gopal argument, I can see why they've gone to Chawla because he's a flatter leg spinner than what Gopal is, more of a traditional leg spinner. And in Jaipur, the ball doesn't bounce as much. It sort of bounces, sort of hits midway up the stumps against bouncing and hitting the top of the stumps. Gopal's a beautiful traditional type leg spinner, but Chawla would be harder to hit, I'd imagine, in Jaipur than Gopal.
Very interesting. Your expressions were undergoing different gears when you were listening to Tom.
Fair points. Geez, they've stacked the batting. I'm glad Wahera's back in the side.
Yeah.
He's a quality player. Did they need that extra batting? I don't know. I think they probably could have looked at including another bowling option. Obviously, Madwell's missed out there.
Yeah, so he will miss out.
Whether he comes in, they'll go to Shara or Madwell. The interesting thing with that lineup, when one of those bowlers comes in, they're probably going to bowl Hardik Pandya. And Hardik Pandya's numbers against Joss Buttler and Hetmeyer in particular aren't great. They both strike over 150 against him. So that's a significant matchup as well at the top and at the end. So it's going to be difficult to fit Hardik Pandya's overs in against this lineup.
Does that perhaps give him more flexibility now with Tushara? And he has said, Hardik, that Madwal misses out and Tushara is playing. So you can see what the plan is for the team.
So I think Hardik won't get to bowl much because they'll have 3 definite seamers and 2 definite spinners. So whatever the overs, whichever bowler doesn't bowl.
Let's bring that team up one more time because we've seen Kotsia getting better with each game. You now have Bumrah and you'd think Tushara to bowl towards the end. So you can give Bumrah a couple of overs in the power play today?
I think I'll probably give him one. He's got good numbers against Joss Buttler. So you are tempted. Even Tushara bowls beautifully with the new ball. So you've got those 2 guys who can swing the ball and Bumrah can do his things. But again, if the game gets close, we've always debated that you want Bumrah's over in the death.
So I think they're setting up for that. I think they're setting up exactly for that. I think Bumrah will bowl 2 overs at the end. He'll bowl maybe 1 in the middle and only 1 in the power play. Particularly with Tushara being involved, he's a genuine swing bowler. He's a power play bowler in my opinion. Gerald Coetzee has been doing a good job there, and then they'll use Nabi as well. So with 1 over of Bumrah, they'll get through their 6 allotted overs in the power play quite easily.
Let's just have a look at the matchup from Bumrah versus the 2 main strike forces from the overseas point of view for the Royals. Between Buttler and Hetmeyer, that's not bad. An average of 16 and 4 dismissals in 11 innings for Buttler, 4 and 8 for Hetmeyer, an average of under 4. If only your suggestion of having an extra over for your strike bowler would come to fruition. I can imagine who they'll pick from the Mumbai Indians.
Guess who? Yeah. It's interesting the points my colleagues have made, but I beg to differ. I would be bowling Bumrah 2 in the power play because you can guarantee we'll be sitting on this couch in 4 hours' time after the game if Mumbai lose and Buttler gets away and gets a score and Jaiswal gets off the hook and is flying. We will be making the critical point that Hardik Pandya, the captain of Mumbai Indians, didn't bowl their best bowler to get early inroads in the power play and take wickets. So to me, always when you look at power play, you've got to look at taking wickets. You can't control the runs as much as of at least trying to go on the attack and take wickets. And I know you want an over of Bumrah at every phase of the game, but it's just a luxury you can't have. And at the end of the day, you need to look at how you're going to win the game. And to me, the way you beat Rajasthan is by removing Buttler at the top and trying to get Jaiswal, who's been on a bit of a, he's had an average run for his standards. If you can remove, 2 of their top players early, you're into it.
That's a really good point because we've seen the way Rajasthan like to play is that as soon as they get a couple of wickets down, they promote Ashwin. Which slows the game down and pulls it back in your favour.
And then it allows you to bowl those other bowlers, to give them the confidence to get into the game.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And let's add to the fact here that Yashasvi Jaiswal, while you would have thought he's, from the eyes of many, a sure shot for the upcoming T20 World Cup, the squad of which will be announced soon, he's not quite had the same start as he did last year. And it's a curious situation that the story around Indian cricket and the players, young players around it, find themselves in. Yashasvi Jaiswal has been dismissed 6 times in 7 innings in the power play, which is the highest amongst openers this season. You could see the others then. You still had, you could arguably say, more impact innings from Faf du Plessis and Rachin Ravindra, Quinton de Kock too. That big innings hasn't come from Jaiswal. And he comes up against an opposition where one player who we thought would be part of the plans, Ishan Kishan, been left out, has now had a great start to it. So it's a contrast of fortunes here. But as we look at Jaiswal, we try and understand, we've already established a few things here. He may be short of runs, but he's not out of form. But yet we're not seeing him even have the short-term impact that, say, Abhishek Sharma has had. What can we make from it?
Well, he's got about 70 runs short of what Abhishek Sharma's done, which is not a massive amount of runs. The one thing that the point that I'd like to make around Jaiswal is that the reason he's out of runs and not out of form is his strike rate is still very high. Mm-hmm. So his strike rate's at 145 plus, I think it is.
Yes, if you just look at those scores.
And 145, there you go, and he's averaging just a tick over 17. So to me, that's not an absolute disaster, because what he is doing, you can't have it both ways. You've got an opener that you want to be able to take the power play on and take the game on. You've got a partner in Josh Buttler that traditionally likes to sit in the game to begin with.
Bang on.
So you then have that partnership relationship, which is a really important thing. You know what I do, I'm going to do what I do, and I'll support you and we'll work together. Now, yin and yang will come together at some point in this tournament and explode. Jaiswal's far good a player, and we've seen that over the last 2 years in all formats of the game to be kept quiet. From a coaching perspective, I'll be looking at that and I'll be celebrating the fact that he's striking at 145 and just continue to do your stuff. Just, maybe just be a little bit watchful of certain moments or certain bowlers, but continue to be positive because that's what you're there for.
Yeah, bang on. Absolutely right. Jaiswal's the aggressor in that partnership. I think since 2021, I think Josh Buttler's strike rate in the power play hovers around that 135 mark. So it's not overly significant. So you need someone like Jaiswal to go after it. And he's doing the role, and those runs will come.
Anything to add on what you would perhaps would you have any kind of conversation with Yashasvi Jaiswal, just perhaps observing the manner in which he's getting out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll only tell him to be not, play those fancy shots. I remember one game where he got a start 36, I think it was, and then he tried to play a scoop and got out caught behind. So I'll probably just tell him to be watchful because he's not gone out of the power play. He's 6 times he's gone out in the power play. So just wait for that moment and then he can kick on from there. But again, he needs to be aggressive. He needs to, bat the way he bats. But just be mindful that, certain bowlers, he can play those even traditional shots. You don't need to be ultra aggressive, which he's done few times.
All right. And as we just look at the Rajasthan team, very interesting change there as well. Now, good news is Josh Buttler features on the impact bench. So you can be sure that he'll come in and play the same role he did in the chase against the Knight Riders as well. If he has the same innings, that'll be something, but he'll at least open with Jaiswal, so you can understand how that batting order will adjust. Nandeberger will continue to miss out, but a return for Sandip Sharma after a few games out with injury. What a game. I think if Rohit Sharma would have hoped for, when Sandip would return for Rajasthan, he was hoping just after this game. And we know why. Tell us a story of Sandip Sharma and Rohit Sharma, Mitch McClenaghan, if you know any.
Oh, keeper up, top of the stumps, a few knuckleballs. He's the nemesis, isn't he? Yeah. He often comes in and takes Rohit Sharma's wicket. So it's a nice little match-up for Rajasthan to have put Rohit under some pressure, because they need to put Rohit under some pressure because he's been striking well. He's coming off the back of a good 100. He's in runs. He's in the runs. He's in form. So if they can strike at the top, it puts the rest of that order under some pressure.
They also surprised us, didn't they, with the new use of Sandip Sharma. Wasim was usually a swing bowler, power play specialist bowler, but they started using him as a death bowler when he featured at the start of the season. Would that likely change today?
I think good chance that he'll bowl with the new ball and bowl in the death. He might not bowl anywhere else. So that's a good chance because you've got a matchup which is in your favour. So by all means, he should be bowling with the new ball.
Kuldeep Sen, the batter to miss out, but yeah,
the
something
bowler
to add.
Miss out.
Sorry,
no,
the bowler to miss out.
Well, he's the batter as well, potentially.
Well, And you have your own experiences of Sandip Sharma, don't you?
Oh, look, he's a terrific bowler. I think he's the most underrated bowler in IPL history. If you actually look at his numbers, and you can get that on the Cricinfo app, and dissect exactly year by year what he's done in the IPL, and his economy, his strike rate, and who he gets out, it's quite extraordinary, his numbers. They'll blow you away because they're not far off Bumrah, which, people are probably thinking, that I've gone crazy.
Yeah.
But they are extraordinary, and he does get big wickets, and certainly one of them is Rohit Sharma, and the other one's Virat Kohli.
And as we now see, when we wait and watch, if Sandip Sharma gets the new ball, Trent Bolt, you think, what a start he had in the reverse fixture of this game, effectively just played the significant hand early up front, where he dismissed Rohit Sharma early. But his opening partner, Ishan Kishan, has had contrasting fortunes to Yashasvi Jaiswal, just in terms of impact and the quantity of runs. It's been a really good start for Kishan, who had his own story going into the IPL. The fact that he lost out or missed out on a central contract and did not feature in any form of Indian cricket for a while was concerning post the Men's World Cup last year. But at a strike rate of 173 with 192 runs, he's among the top striking openers for this season, in the company of the likes of Sharma, Head, Narayanji. 4 left-handers dominate that, and Phil Salt's made his way there after yesterday's innings too. Thoughts on Kishan and how he's managed to have perhaps the kind of start to the tournament that we've almost expected Jaiswal to?
Yeah, I think so. And he's batting beautifully. I think he was unfortunate in few of the games.
Yeah.
He got 80. He should have gone on and got a big 100 in that game. He was looking really good. But he's striking at 173. That's exactly what you want from your opener. Somebody to give you that kind of a start. So he's been impressive. He just needs those numbers to impress the selector, I feel.
Oh, it's a little thing, isn't it? Like, we're seeing his average at 27, striking 170. Jaiswal was 17, striking 140. It's a little difference that makes a player.
Where's he playing his cricket, though?
Today will be a massive challenge, right? A huge challenge, because you've got Trent Bolt in the opposition. So his record against Trent Bolt, he strikes at 93. And that's a big difference from 172.
Yeah.
Trent Bolt's bowled 46 balls to him in history. He's only scored 43 runs, and Trent Bolt's dismissed him 3 times. So that's a significant matchup. So you've got Sandip Sharma, who's going to open the bowling against Rohit Sharma, and then you've got Trent Bolt from the other end against Ishan Kishan. So it's, if Mumbai are able to get through that period, then that'll be a significant win for them.
I've never thought of him to be one who doesn't come to the show prepared. But is it just me, or is he supremely well prepared before an MI game?
Well, it's a New Zealander he's talking about. So he's very, very thorough with his homework on New Zealand players. But it's a good point, and I'll reiterate the point around Ishan Kishan. He's had a nice start, but we also got to recognise that he has the advantage, like every Mumbai player, to actually play at the one caddy, and they've played 4 games there, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, they still
as an opening bat, if you're not striking high in 4 games at one caddy stadium, well, you're not doing your job. Simple as that.
Conditions become such an important point, which we tend to almost ignore when we look at overall numbers, but they play a part in the IPL. You have a number of high-scoring grounds. You have a number of, different grounds where the yardsticks change. Jaipur is one of the bigger grounds, so I believe there's a short side to the boundary today, so not on the centre surface. Ravichandran Ashwin, though, looking at the grounds that they have played at, they played an afternoon game as well. He's missed out because of injury too. As we talk about players in and out of form, what is the verdict on Ashwin? As we just look at how his season's gone, he is, in this Rajasthan team, one of those bowlers who is a banker of 4 overs, adds to the skill level of perhaps what is the strongest bowling unit in the eyes of many in the IPL. And yet, when we compare him in the first 6 matches of this season to his entire of last season, just the 1 wicket. And the problem is the economy. Normally, Ashwin, even if he doesn't get wickets, keeps runs down.
Yeah, remember that's also been ballooned out by the plan that he bowled to Narayan the other night, where he only tried to bowl wide to Narayan, and Narayan freed his arms and took him down in that game as well. So that economy's inflated because of that one innings from Narayan that was spectacular. But you're right, he hasn't had the same penetration that he's had in previous seasons. But his mate at the other end's been doing a really good job. And so we must also touch on Chahal, the impact that he's having in terms of taking those wickets. So, yeah, Ashwin hasn't had the impact that they would have liked. I can't completely put my finger on it. I feel like he's bowling a maybe a touch more defensive than we've probably
I
seen
think
him
this
bowl
is the
in the
other
past.
thing now. You may have numbers that don't back you, but in the eyes of what, your eyes see, is he still bowling well enough? And is that an area of concern from what you have observed?
Well, I'd be concerned with the package that Ashwin brings at the moment. He's a terrific cricketer, don't get me wrong, but 6 games, 1 wicket, and he's bowling key overs where you can take wickets and you want him taking wickets is not good enough. You are going to have those moments where you're going to have an Orion or someone else that's going to take you down in one game. Everyone has those moments. He's batted 3 times with a strike rate of 115, and he's been elevated in the batting order with those opportunities. We've been puzzled at times why he's been elevated. So there's been a lot of absorption of balls that creates pressure in that middle order. So as the all-round package that Ashwin brings to the table is well below par to what we expect of him. So, he's on the watch list, with regards to his performance, because I'm sure there's other players in that squad they could also consider in a role that could add value to that side.
I just feel that whether he's looking to take wickets, that's the concern for me. That barring that Narayan thing, even to the right-handers, he's reluctant to bowl off spin. He just bowls those carom ball which just comes onto the bat and doesn't do anything. It's not going to give him wickets. So for somebody as good as Ashwin to not trust his off spin.
But this is a new observation, though. I think in the IPL, we've almost seen Ashwin happy with none for 26, none for 28. Rarely do we remember him running through. Maybe he'll get the odd important wicket, but it's still not 1 in 6 games. I think that's why we're wondering, why is it that poor? Normally, Ashwin's good enough to at least get you a wicket a game on an average.
That's what I'm saying. He's just thinking defensive. That he's happy giving 25, 30 runs, and if he doesn't pick wickets, and whether Rajasthan wants him to do that, that's something needs to be asked.
Won't get easier today. The middle order of Mumbai are playing spin very well.
Yes.
Sky's got a great record against them. I don't think Ashwin's dismissed them. So that's going to be fascinating.
There's also a lot of his India teammates in this Mumbai team who understand the way Ashwin operates, which is a unique commodity. Sometimes the overseas players can, maybe not know, but it just seems like I'd be very interesting to see if you dig up Ashwin's record against a number of the stronger Indian players and how it matches up.
Yeah, the other thing to consider, which we're not aware of, is that he may have a specific role in this side to be the defensive bowler. So maybe, the captain and the coach are saying to him, look, with Chahal at the other end, we want him fishing for wickets. I want you to be the defender at the other end to build the pressure to create those opportunities.
In which case, would you accept 9s, given everything that's changed in the IPL this year and the higher scores, etc.? Or would you want the defensive bowler, even if he's not getting wickets, to go?
The 9s is not ideal, but I think that was, again, he got a big hit against KKR. But it's not ideal, but it's not a disaster. There's plenty of bowlers in the Mumbai Indians set up well over 10s.
Yes.
So, and again, that's venue dependent as well. That they've had to bowl at one caddy for 4 games.
Okay, this is actually a pretty blockbuster fixture in terms of quality goes. There's so much international experience and so many players in form in the IPL, especially in the Rajasthan Royals camp, the batters in the Mumbai Indians camp. So it's going to be hard work to pick 3. So that is the job that my panel will have as we enter the impact zone. Here we go. Each expert picks 3 players for each game, 1 batter, a bowler and a wild card. The impact points for each player is counted as per ESPN Cricket for Smart Stats, and the expert with the highest points tally for each match will get 3 in their season tally. We'll just throw a glance at the leaderboard now, where Tom Moody still enjoys a high rating. Don't worry about all those numbers there. Just look at who's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and trust us. Varun Aaron, who will feature soon again, is just pipped Wasim Jaffer in second, and Mitch McClenaghan is still within catching distance. But we must point out, look at how much Mitch has played this game. He's got high numbers there in terms of just appearances. Just trying to put it out
Thanks,
there.
mate.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Continue to say it's harder for me. I like that.
All right. I want you to do well today. It's Mumbai Indians game. And therefore, because you're also bottom, so nobody should get angry about this.
No, you do what you like. You're the chairman.
I am the chairman. And therefore,
just stick to the rules.
you may start. But now this is the interesting part. If I say bowler, I know what he's going
I
to say.
get to choose. I get to choose.
No, he's the
Or if I
chairman.
say batter. We're going to do a toss which nobody will see.
Come on, it's got to be
in
every
keeping
time.
with the theme of the
Every
IPL.
Throw it
time.
behind.
Yeah, I'll throw it behind.
Here we
Person
go.
going first is
If the point of the pen
No, hold
faces
on,
you, if that
hold on.
faces you,
Well, I'll go sick. I'll choose
it's
second
batter.
if it's a better.
it's bowler.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
Just do it
But
fairly.
can
Oh,
you
he's
put-
happy now.
Can you put it
Well,
down
of
and
course.
let me pick it up like this?
I'll go.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's not be naughty.
I need the points, Tom. So thanks for rigging that. We've seen a few times before.
All right.
I will go Bumrah.
All right, fine. I'm letting you go with your bowler. Be happy, Mitch. I want you all to be happy.
Thank
Tom Moody.
I'll go Bolt.
Wasim Jaffer.
I'm going to go Kudzia.
Gerald Kutsia. Okay. Let's go with a batter now, Tom.
I've got the first choice for batter. That's very kind. I'll go with Surya.
Surya Kumar Yadav for Tom Moody. Wasim.
I'm going to go Parag.
Rian Parag for Wasim Jaffer. Lots of form players here. Mitch.
Jeez. I'm going to go.
Would you like to see any of the team?
No, it's fine. I'll go Jaiswal.
Yashasvi Jaiswal.
So you're not going a Mumbai player. Okay, that's interesting. That's
Breaking
fine.
it up. Wasim, your wild card.
My wild card, I'm going to go Chahal.
Yuzvendra Chahal for Wasim Jaffer. Tom Moody liked that. Mitch, your turn.
My wild card is going to be Tilak Varma.
Tilak Verma. And finally, to Tom.
Mine's going to be Sanju Samson.
Samson it is, in which case I shall enjoy myself now and take Ishan Kishan. We're running out of options there, aren't we?
Rohit.
Rohit Sharma, thank you, Wasim. Good man.
And Butler.
Avish.
And Joss Butler.
Should-
Wow. Oh, I was not even going to pick those three.
No, you've got to have a bowler there.
I don't have a bowler there.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to have a bowler.
Let's change from Rohit to Sandip Sharma. Let's do that.
Ah, nice. I like that.
I quite don't mind that.
Little curveball.
Like just some slow swing. Just something that I've also tried.
Yeah, very good at it, I believe.
Yeah. First innings predictions and outrageous picks, gentlemen. Wasim.
First innings, I'm going to say 195.
195, outrageous pick.
Rohit to get 40 plus.
Oh no, you're supposed to say Rohit to get out to Sandeep or something. Wasim, what is
Would you say wrote to get 40 plus?
Yeah.
Can we call that out? 40
That's
plus
not outrageous.
in the
What-
power play.
What are you
40
doing?
plus within the power
It's
play.
got the top order batter's got to be
30,
70.
30 in the power play.
30 in the power play, still in the very safe category. Wasim,
Yeah.
come on.
You need
Add
to
a little spice to it. See, he's underway also nicely.
50 off 20 balls. That's more up his street.
50 off 24 is,
I will allow
50 off 24?
is acceptable.
I'll
That's what
allow
it's
you to
been.
say Rohit will not get out to Bolt. That's outrageous.
No, that's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
That's not outrageous.
Chairman, let him decide.
Seriously.
I didn't say I'm a good chairman. I'm pretty,
No,
I could be
seriously.
poor at my
This
job.
is important.
Okay, Wasim, I'll give you a moment to think. Mitch.
I think Mumbai will score 211
to 11.
and Nuwana.
Nuwan Tushara, who you
Nuwan
really call
Tushara.
Nuwana. You know the man well, yes.
Nuwan
Nuwan.
Tushara
your friend Nuwana.
will
yeah.
take a wicket in his first over.
Tushara wicket, I like it. You've been good with your debutant IPL players this year, so I think that's a strong category
I don't
for you,
mind
strong
that.
subject.
I don't
Tom.
mind that at all. I'm going to go with Surya to score 50 plus in 24 or less balls.
Okay, big round. I'll give you that. And would you like to give me a first innings prediction, given Tushara will come into play only in the second?
Oh, yep. No, sorry, my bad.
Would you like to see the whole over?
Sharma will go wicketless.
Sandeep to go wicketless. It's poor. I think it's poor.
But he's
pick.
gone too outrageous.
No, I've made a mistake. So that'll be my one for the second.
Oh,
innings.
okay, right.
And you'll get a choice.
Is that
on the
Nuwan
second
or
innings.
Nuwana?
Nuwan.
Okay,
Nuwan
right.
Tushara. Sorry.
Kulasakra.
Yeah. That's fine.
sorry,
That's
okay.
fine.
Ball
Any
to
Malik.
go wicketless.
Bolt to go wicketless. I like it. I will approve that. Signed and sealed. Bolt wicketless.
It's just up against me.
And
that
this is
ball.
where we wrap things up.
I'm going to give you a
Fascinating.
total 181.
181, Tom Moody. I forgot that. Yeah, 181.
Come on,
All right.
Chairman.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And we will pick up the chat at what promises to be, I think, a pretty high-stakes game and high-quality game. So let's see where the Mumbai Indians innings stand at the end of it. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. Do download the mobile app. If you haven't already, check out the points table and everything else that you want to. There's a nice profile there as well on Nuwan Tushara, who will make his IPL debut, we expect, later on. So let's see where Mumbai finish up.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the city bred